Everyone, today we are talking about the right angle triangles, and whenever you see a right angle triangle, one thing you can use is a Pythagorean theorem. So in a right angle triangle we have two legs, and those legs are A and B. Those legs form kind of like a L shape, okay, and we see another line right here. So it looks like the legs is the one that holds this line, and we call that line C. Okay, so A and B are called legs, and C is called hypotenuse. Okay, so the legs is what holds the hypotenuse. So if we are trying to find the missing sides in this right angle triangle, we have to use the Pythagorean theorem to find the missing sides. So for example, a triangle is given, and I know this side length is 6, and I also know the hypotenuse, let's say it's 8. Okay, then I need to find my B. What's the value of B? Okay, so I'm going to use this Pythagorean theorem to find the missing sides. I know my A is 6, my B is missing, and the C is 8. Okay, I do not know if C is the hypotenuse yet, but the one thing that tells me it is my hypotenuse always has to be across that 90-degree angle. Okay, so over here these two legs are perpendicular to each other, so I know they are 90 degrees, and if I go across or in opposite direction, I'm going to see this length 8 is going to be the hypotenuse. It's always that 90 degree, opposite of that 90 degree. So the first thing I need to do is recognize my hypotenuse, and that's going to be my letter C. Okay, and then the rest is going to be my A and B. So in this case, I'm putting my A as 6 square to the power of 2, right, plus B. It's not given to us, so I'll just put it as B square or B to the power of 2 equal C to the power of 2, and C is 8 to the power of 2. Okay, so all I did was I plugged in my A value and C value in my Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so I have 6 square, which is 6 times 6 is going to give me 36. I have my plus, and then I have my B square or B to the power of 2. Remember, I say B square or B to the power of 2. I use it interchangeably. And then 8 to the power of 2 is 8 times 8, which is 64. Now my goal is to find the B, because that's what we're looking for, and I have 36 plus B square, so we're trying to solve for B. Okay, so I have to get rid of this 36, so I'm going to use the solving method, reverse order of operation. So it's plus 36, so I have to subtract 36 from both sides. Then I'm going to get B square equal 14 minus 6 is 8, and 5 minus 3 is 2, 28. Okay, so we got up to B square, but our goal is to get to B, right? What is opposite of square? What is the opposite of to the power of 2? Remember, when we have exponent, we can either multiply by the exponent of half, which is similar to saying square root, right? We did the radicals before, so we have to put that square root on both sides. Okay, so square root and square cancel each other to give me B, and I get square root of 28. Okay, now I can plug this in my calculator and get some decimal values. It will depend on the problems. So in your problem, if it says round to the nearest tenth, all you gotta do is plug this value and get the value, exact value, okay? Or you can factor this with the tree method. So I have my 28. So what are the numbers that goes in 28? It's 7 and 4. And I know for square root of 4 is 2, right? So I'm going to stop right there. So square root of 4 and square root of 7 is square root of 28. So I know square root of 4 is 2. So I'm going to plug in 2 outside the square root. And then there's no square root of 7, so I'll keep it as square root of 7. So b equals 2 square root of 7 is my final answer. And it's in the radical form. We can take this and plug it in calculator. Your value is going to be same as square root of 28. So if you are using calculator, you do not have to do this step. But if you are not using calculator and you are trying to factor and the question asks you to simplify in radicals, you have to do the tree method and find those perfect square. Hopefully this was helpful, and I will see you guys in the class next time. Thank you.
Like, subscribe and follow at Supermath Guru, K4C. And do not forget to practice every day.